Talking about a lot of shit here. Welcome to Rick's Corner. I have been waiting an hour for Bill Grant, who got lost in the LA metropolis area because the freeways are so confusing. You know, it's a funny thing, Bill, but I was going up to freeway the other day to get, I think it was the 101. He says, you want to go on the 101 north to where I was going to a meeting. Well, when you come to the on-ramp, it says 101 east, 101 west. There is no north. However, I knew what it meant, but most people wouldn't know.
I would have been lost, just like it was now.
Yeah.
I was driving all over. I could have been San Diego by the time.
GPS says go north, and all it says is west.
That's it. Just west. I kept going, man. I think I'm going to go to the ocean, man. and I was really just a couple of miles away from you.
Yeah, you just could have sniffed and would have found me.
Oh, I did it. I did a little smell in the air. I said, yeah. I should have took over that way.
Yeah, that's a little gas. Well, Bill has been a friend of mine since day one. We trained down in Venice in the 70s, and we've been friends ever since. We've done a lot of movie work together, TV work, hung out together, chased women. Two I can think of from the marina, but near the marina. And I wonder where they are today. But,
but who are they now?
Those were fun times.
Yeah, they were.
You know, people like to know about back then in the gym and what we did and how we trained and all that. You know, and it was nothing really complicated.
No. Why? For me is, why are they trying to fix the wheel and it's not broke?
Right.
I mean, it wasn't complicated at all. You go into the gym, you worked out, you had a diet, and you got ripped. Today, it's like you got to do 3 hours of cardio, another do the step, and it's like, what are you kidding me?
I know.
3 hours of cardio.
How have you managed to maintain such great biceps over the years? I mean, you've always had good arms.
Yeah, these guns, baby. They
look great. Is that genetic, do you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But my dad had big arms, but he had no calves.
My mom had 21-inch biceps.
My grandmother did.
You know, it's true, but back then there was no guarded secret. We trained hard, and even the drugs weren't even running rampant. There was very few drugs around.
I keep telling guys that, Rick, you guys do all year round. No, we didn't. Look at us on the off seas. We just trained and ate.
Right. There was D-bol and Anavar, I think, and some, I don't even know if there was testosterone and Deca. That was about it.
That was it.
But nothing in great amounts, and it showed in the bodies because the waist stayed small. And so someone said, what did you do for cardio? Do you remember what we did for cardio? I don't think we did.
I did. I walked from the parking lot to the gym. That was my cardio.
Well, there was no machines.
There was no such thing as a treadmill and the bikes. If you wanted, you go out to the beach and run. Right. I mean, Gold's Gym. Was there a treadmill there?
Nothing.
Let's go back to the videotape and see. See? No, you didn't see it, right? No bike. No. Just saw it ripped. Big guys.
Yeah, it's true. And everybody in there was in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of guys that were in good shape that never competed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you never saw them, but they could have. They just didn't want to.
Yeah, they didn't want to do it. It's unbelievable. And those guys were ripped. I mean, I don't get it, man. It's like today they got to portion everything out. 4 inches here, 6. I got to wake up in the middle of the night so I can have a meal. Are you kidding me?
Middle of the night, no. 11 o'clock at night, I'm in bed. That's the end of it.
Forget it.
I have my fiber, and that's it.
That's about it, man.
But I remember training. I trained 5 or 6 days a week, and then I trained with you for a while, and you said, let's do 4 days a week. And I had never done 4 days a week. And I used to wait for you to show up, and with my lunch pail, and you never showed up half the time. You were working for the airlines.
That's right, United Airlines. They got a good reputation now.
and then you'd say, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'd wait by the back door, and it's like waiting for a parent to pick me up from camp. You never showed up.
No show up.
I pulled up my pants and went home. But we trained 4 days a week, and I got really good gains on those 4 days.
Yeah. No, it's all about recovery now. It really is. I mean, today, I'll work out real hard. I might not work out for another 4 days. I'm at 192 now, 3 pounds below when I won the Mr. World. I can't believe it because I've been doing this system. We have to understand we are getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
And we need. Well, I spoke to Jerry Branham last night about that, about the recovery thing, and I was telling him. He says, "Oh, that's why you're growing, because you're getting more recovery.
He knows.
Your body's starting to recover. After day in and day out. 6 days. I don't know how we did it. I mean, I did 4.
Jerry's very smart. I love Jerry. He's a very intelligent guy. And it's true, and I hate to admit it, as you get older, you do need more rest.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't always do it, and then I find myself at night just exhausted.
Right.
You know, and then I get up in the morning, I'm exhausted. And then I talk to my daughter who's 25. She's, Daddy, I got up this morning, I'm exhausted. wait, something's wrong here. You're 25?
Yeah, and you're
I'm
exhausted.
72, and you're exhausted? I think there's a conspiracy in the world to drop some sort of gas on us at night so that we don't wake up right. Did you ever wake up in the mornings and some days you feel great and other days you feel shitty?
Yeah.
But nothing's changed at night.
No, it's unbelievable. You wake up, it's like, you get up, you could tear the whole world up, and then you wake up, it's like, oh, put the covers over and I don't even want to get up.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I hear from a lot of people, though, everything hurts, and you get out of bed and you think, oh my God, I can't hardly make it into the kitchen. And by the time you do that, you can get dressed, you're okay to go a little bit. You know, it's okay.
It's unbelievable. Now, see, I'm a personal trainer as well. So when clients say, oh, can you train at 6 in the morning? No, or at least I do. I'm serious. It's 10 o'clock, man.
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. I don't know. How can people go up and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and train? My body would be racked with pain.
Well, there's guys, Fergno did because he was doing the Hulk, so he'd be in the gym at 5. I'm sure Arnold has too when he was on shows, but it's very hard unless you're used to that type of morning life.
Yeah.
And then going at night is even harder because you don't feel like going at night.
Exactly. I remember Jerry. Now we had a key to the Gold's Gym when it was on Second Avenue and 2nd Street, and we'd go at 12 o'clock. And when we finished with that, we'd go up. I can't remember that thing up at the when it had a Barry.
You can tell by your hands what it is.
The Barry.
It's one of those things.
It's San Vicente. It was San Vicente,
Yeah.
and we'd be running down at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you imagine what that when the cops is a black guy and a white guy running on? What did they just rock?
You never want to be black and run through Beverly Hills alleys. They'll pull you right over, man.
Me and Jerry never got stopped. We talked about it. He says, we never got stopped, man. It's unbelievable.
Well, San Vicente is a long road from the beach all the way up, and that's where people jog.
Right, yeah.
That's where they jog on the beach, but they also jog off the beach over there.
It's a nice place to run. You got the soft ground. You know, you don't get to bang your knees up. But
well, let me ask you something, as long as we're on the subject. Your training back then was 4 days a week. You split your body parts like we always did.
Right.
Now, how does your training now compare to that? What are you doing now?
It's almost the same thing. What I'll do back and arms, and then I'll take, like I said, maybe 2, 3. Minimum is 2. Maximum, I might take 4 days off. And then I'll go back into shoulders and arms. I can't do it with my legs. I tore my quad almost 2 years ago, and it still hasn't totally done. I just do rehab on it, and I'm so mad because I like doing squats, but I can't do them.
You tore your quad off the tendon?
Right, yeah.
You know, I did that in 2001. I did both of them.
It's not
in the
pretty,
ring,
right? Yeah.
Well, it's a weird thing, and it's very common. Vince McMahon did it. Triple H did it. I was in the ring, and a guy fell on me, and I snapped my quad off my right leg completely. And so the leg just goes everywhere.
Right. Exactly. When I fell, I got up and I says, "What's going on?"
Oh, there's no leg.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stand on.
I couldn't move. I said, "What's going on with my leg?" This was in New York.
Yeah.
I slipped. And I had to walk to the Penn Station. Then I had to call the ambulance. And it's like, wow. Then I had to have my nephew waiting for me at the train station when I got back. I know it. I can sympathize with guys who are tearing quads and stuff because I never had stuff like that.
Well, let me explain how this happened to all of you that don't know out there. I was taking Cipro because I had some infection in my finger, and Cipro is known to tear tendons. As well as Levaquin, which is another antibiotic.
Right.
And so I was doing a wrestling show, and a guy fell on me, and my quad literally snapped off. So I duct taped it, I iced it, and I came home, and it was all swollen. The swelling kept my leg from falling out from underneath me. And so I walked around, I called the doctor, I said, look, what can I do for this? He said, well, it's a complete tear, I can fix it. But if it's a partial tear, it's like sewing jello, it just got to heal up. Well, it was a complete tear, and then 2 days later I walked out to my garage to get something, and I fell over and ripped my left one.
Oh.
So if any of you guys have ever had this or know anybody, it's pretty, it's not that it was that painful, it was weird.
Inconvenient.
So I had to go in, they cut down both your knees, and they tied the quads down through your kneecaps and put them back together, and you can't bend your legs for 6 weeks, right?
I was sleeping with a brace.
Yeah.
Do you realize how uncomfortable it was trying to sleep with a brace, man?
Well, I had 2 of them. There was the mobilizers. You can't bend your knees, so I had to get help out of bed to go pee.
Mad than when you got to sit down.
I got an elevated toilet seat. I got a high one so I wouldn't have to fall over. So in the shower, I would take a walker, and I'd take the braces off and shower, and then I put the walker back on and come in here, and then I'd sit down on the couch and undo them because they were Velcro, just to let my legs get oxygen to them. But it took a long time, and after about 6 weeks, I guess, is that how long it goes?
Yeah, it was about 6
then
weeks.
You can start exercising a little bit. And then I got a staph infection, which was nasty. And then I started doing legs again. But it's not uncommon to have that happen if you work out, and it's just one of those things. But it's not a fun thing to have happen.
No, it's not.
And how long has it been for you?
It's since last February. Now I still have stiffness in the knee, and as you know, my kids live in Europe. One in Finland, they took me to a doctor, and he says the stiffness is not. It's nothing with the injury. You got scar tissue in there. So he said if when you come back, once I'm going next month, he says if it's still stiff, I'm gonna have to go out there and scrape out that. Now, am I gonna have a brace? Because you know more about that than I do.
Well, with the scar tissue, I had it too, and I felt like I had 2 straps glued to my knees. When I bent my leg, it felt like it was like there was a belt around the top.
Yeah, that's exactly what mine feels like.
And when I just had my knee replacement, they got rid of all the scar tissue. So that helped a lot. But the scar tissue is like elastic. It just doesn't want to give.
Right.
So they go in, they cut it out and scrape it out. But the thing that got me is, wouldn't you get more scar tissue from another incision?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know. I mean, it's there. Something has to be done. But you can't work legs at all?
No. I can do leg presses, 1 leg, 2 legs, but I can't. I have no range of motion. If I wanted to squat, I can't do it. I do squats with free hands. I feel like I'm a baby.
How about extensions and hamstrings?
Yeah, I can do hamstrings. I can do calves. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's better than nothing.
I can even do leg extensions as well too.
Okay, that's what I said. Extensions are leg extensions.
So I can do. Yeah.
It is one and the same.
We're getting older. Right?
I can squat now from the new knee.
Wow.
I can go upstairs. Yeah, I can do everything I could do at 16.
Wow.
It's just amazing how that new knee just took over.
Unbelievable.
There's other injuries, like your shoulders bother you at all?
Not anymore. They did before. Real at the acronym right here.
Yeah.
That was showing dips, real glow, and heavy bench presses.
Yeah. You still bench?
No.
What do you use?
What I do is I do inclines, and at the safe mode, I take 2 dumbbells, sit down in the incline, and I push this way.
Okay.
And I feel really good.
How about machines?
I can do dips on the assisted ones, but I only go down parallel.
Okay.
I can do that. I can do overhead presses, but I really don't like to, so I do side lateral with the cables, and I do the old Vince with the from the back, and it's really good. Really, Vince knew his stuff.
Yes, he did. That leads me into a question because Ken Waller told me, and even Rich Piana told me, that pressing for the delts is not important. If you do all your lateral movements, it's really all you need.
Right, that's it. I do uprights.
But in our mind, we feel we have to do
you got it. You feel like, oh, we didn't do any presses.
Yeah.
But you really don't need them.
Not really.
If you're doing side laterals, and Vince was like 8 times 8. 8 sets, 8 reps. And you know what? That's probably why I can't really train the next day, because I do like 8, 10 sets.
You have no problem bringing him up from behind?
No. I did before, but now it all went away. But now I'm taking a lot of these herbals, not the herbals you're thinking about already, not those kind of herbs now. Okay, now, God, don't get excited out there. I'm not going to roll one. It seems like reishi, shilajit, mucuna, maca, those things. Jared and I talked about that last night. They're very good, Rick. I've
heard that.
They give you energy. Mucuna actually helps build muscle build. And
it's just that you get to a point where you take so much stuff you don't even know what works anymore.
Yeah, I know. So that's just about all I did. Some protein powder. I take probiotics. I put them in the blender. Not in the blender. I just put milk in about that much. Put them all in. Protein. Shake it up. I'm good to go.
You do milk too?
Yeah.
You use the almond milk or real milk?
No, real milk. See, people look at me, guys, Grant, you can do all this crap and you don't get fat. If I drink milk, man, I'll be fat as a horse. Man, I got away with a lot. You can remember, I used to eat McDonald's before his show, man.
What do you think of bodybuilding today compared to what we did?
I'm laughing because it's a joke. I don't know what they've done. That's again trying to fix the wheel when it wasn't broke.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
What happened to the Steve Reeves look, the classical look? Still, Frank Zane, they can say what they want. He had a beautiful body.
Yes, he did.
The average guy would want to look like him than anybody else today. I'm just saying it what it is. I mean, because back in the day when we were doing it, guys would say, they knew we were taking a little bit, but they would say, well, if I trained really hard, I probably could be that way. But today they say, how many drugs I got to do look like that? It saddens me.
It is, because a lot of the guys that are so huge, they all look alike. You know, their arms or delts are just huge, and you know, I mean, you got big back in the day, but these guys are so big. I have no idea what they're taking, but I'm sure it's a lot.
And they have no signature real poses. Remember at the Olympia one time, Arnold had a big screen, and we take our signature pose, and everybody had to say what was. They knew what we were.
They knew it was
because we were different looks. I mean, today it's the same look.
People like to know, but when we train there, I mean, first of all, the membership was like $40 a year.
Yeah.
If you had money.
That's what it is.
If you had no money, it didn't matter. Joe didn't ask for it, right?
Yeah, it was great. It was really good, man.
And I know that you were good friends with Bill Pettis.
Yes.
Bill had huge arms.
Yeah. Oh.
People don't realize how big his arms were.
He was real. His arms were bigger than Arnold's.
Yeah.
When he did a bicep thing, you don't even wouldn't be near him. Guys, whoop, went right up.
He had a brother.
Yeah.
I told him his brother looked like Johnny Mathis.
Yeah, he did.
I know he did.
But he didn't train like that.
No, he didn't train like that.
He was a chef, matter of fact.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, Bill, till the very end, who passed away, was this last year?
Yeah.
This past year?
And the weirdest thing, how it happened.
I know.
mean, it was not a heart attack. He fell down an embankment, and there was a creek there, and I guess he couldn't get up, and his head went into the creek, and
He drowned, yeah.
What a freak death, man. I mean, it had nothing to do with his health, because it wasn't bad. I feel really sad. I was, going down, on, July 4th, you usually see him, and
yeah, the show.
It was really like empty because Bill Pettis wasn't there.
He was always there in his posing briefs and his jewelry.
Yeah, right.
Still flexing his arms.
Yeah, exactly. Although they had shrunk down.
Yeah, they shrunk down a lot.
But everybody
nice
loved him. Everybody loved him. I mean, he was a free spirit guy, and I mean, he was a part of Muscle Beach. I mean, there's a real lot of history from Muscle Beach. It really is.
A lot of. How's Bob Bergstone look now?
He's a little off.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys haven't. Some of the guys you see, they really, really fell off.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, I don't understand how that happened. But it's all again. We talked about genetics, and Ken King. He's still going. Now he's on a wheelchair and a walker, but he didn't really do the right things. He didn't continue to Ken you. Listen, if you really want to stay in shape and you want to walk, I mean, it's all about longevity at this point for us. I just want to feel good. They talk about the golden years, but what good is it if you can't walk?
Well, yeah, you want to be able to enjoy your life, and it's everything. And so many of you guys out there in your 60s and 70s that write to us and want to train, you're still training, you have been. You got to stay with it, because even a car that's just in a carport for a year gets old and musty because you don't move it.
Exactly.
You got to move your body.
See, I tell people I like it like a car. If you don't change the oil, you don't tune up, what happens?
Right.
Or if the wheels are flat, it doesn't go. That means your legs.
Right.
And you don't put the right fuel in, it doesn't work good. And that's when people kind of understand when you train and when you start looking at a car. And then sometimes people are like, oh, it's too much money. But you got that. That car's about $100-something thousand. What price do you put on your health?
Well, and then people will say, "Oh, you were so big back in the day." Well, I think I weighed about the same. Yeah, I don't have the thickness I had then when you get older, but who cares? You've already been there and done that.
Exactly.
As long as you can stay in good shape and people see and say, "Wow, you look very athletic." At 73 years old, that's okay.
That's what I like. And a lot of times they try to push me into going to masters, but there's nothing to gain.
What's the
for me
purpose?
with that? It's not the purpose. And the thing is once you get on stage, he looks like crap. Yeah, because you don't look like you did 30 years ago. That's why I won't do it. It's always nice to let them think about what you really might look like.
For example, I love Bob Bergstone, but I know they gave him an award. He went on a stage and posed a little bit last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it.
Wouldn't have done it either. And then they got Charlie Collis out there last year. He didn't even talk. He just stood there. I don't think you were there then.
No, I didn't see it.
I think his son or somebody brought him out and spoke for him. He's just like a blimp now.
Wow.
And it's sad, when you go out, you need to go out and stay out.
Yeah.
Chris Dickerson the same way.
Exactly.
He had to walk out with 2 canes.
He's in a nursing home right now.
I heard. It's really sad to see that.
I'm sad because I know him from New York, because I'm from New York area. Yeah. And it's sad when you see your counterpart starting to drop. And this is the reason why I really keep going. And when I was really sick for like 3 years, I mean, people counted me out. I was down to 140 pounds. I used to go to the gym at Diamond Gym, and Bill, no, you're right. Next thing you know, oh man, John Kemper died. Grant's gonna be next.
Yeah, all these guys have died. I was also telling people on the show that at the gym we only had one shower, and it was men and women's. Right?
That's right.
There's only about 3 or 4 women in the gym, but if you were showering, there'd be some girl next to you. Can you hand me the soap, please? Right?
Oh, can you pick up the soap that's on the floor?
It was so weird.
You really what? You really what?
And then on the weekends, we'd go down to Marina Del Rey, which is only a mile away.
Right.
And you had Donkin's Inn, the Captain's Wharf, and some of these clubs that would really fill up at night with good-looking women.
Oh, the 70s. Let me tell you, if you weren't in the 70s, you missed a lot. The 60s and 70s, I mean, it was absolutely, I think it was an era they'll never recapture again.
Never.
It was so, and we had a lot of camaraderie.
A lot of
if we're competing against over there, hey man, look how you do this, man. I mean, they would never tell you today.
Everybody would help each other, and everybody hung out together. We go to the marina, we go as a group, and the guys on Sundays, they'd bring these plates around of chicken wings as hors d'oeuvres, and we just take them and eat them all. I mentioned this before, and women were, I remember taking them at Donkin's out in front where the security was to check your ID and putting them in the light, and if they looked good, we took them. If not, we threw them back in. It's like a fish, you throw them back in the ocean.
No, okay, next.
And funny thing was, I'm living in the valley now, and I was living at the beach, but all the girls I met were living in the valley at the time.
That's right. Now you're at the valley. Now they're at the beach.
Now they're at the beach. Came all the way to the valley to go out with them.
I remember when you took me to your apartment first. You were right at the beach there. I said, "Wow, man, you're at the beach here. Yeah. Damn."
No.
And the rent. You want to know what the rents were back then? How much did you pay for rent?
$165 a month on the water.
I had one right at the beach, $180 a month, man.
You didn't even need a car. I had an old Volkswagen because that was what was in back in the 70s.
Right, the Volkswagen.
But oh my God, what a life it was back then. Even that and Zookie's Deli and just hanging out.
Can you imagine? We used to go to diners, go to Zookie's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had a big plate of food, it was $2.50.
Well, Dinah's was all the chicken you could eat on certain nights.
Yeah, I think $2.50.
Yeah, they still have it. I went there like 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Manny Perry still goes too.
And then they had the big, huge pancakes that overlap the plate.
Right. Wow.
It's still in business.
Waller loved it.
I know he did.
I remember that time too. We were there eating in Waller. We had a chicken, fest, and who could eat the most. I can't even believe it. I ate 24 pieces of chicken. Waller went 31, 32. He said, "Hey Grant, you still want to do it?"
He could eat.
Oh boy, this guy could really eat.
And eat a quarter ice cream afterwards.
I remember after the show in New York, me, he, and Kent Keene, after the show, Waller ate all night. I'm serious. The sun was coming out and he was still eating. I said, "Man, I gotta go to bed, man." You can't handle it, huh, Grant?
He's the first guy that showed me how to put honey in my cottage cheese. I never thought about that because he said it tastes good. And so then I did, and it worked.
See, people don't even realize how good cottage cheese is. Oh, that'll make you fat. That was our staple, man.
Well, it does hold sodium.
Yeah.
I know that, but other than that, it was a good source of protein.
Proteins.
But you go down to the beach now, like we were down there on the 4th of July. What's about 2,000-3,000 people down there?
Oh yeah, wow.
There's some old timers.
Yeah,
not many.
Yeah, there was a few this time. It was pretty good. Doug Brigoli, me,
Doug's there.
Manny was there.
See Don Haworth?
No, he wasn't there, but Manny was there.
Eddie Giuliani?
Who?
Eddie?
No, I don't know what happened. He was my training partner as well, and
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years.
Well, I know he goes to Gold at 5 a.m. I don't know why he goes at 5 a.m., but he does.
Wow. Well, they say because it's not as cramped, but
What's he need cramp for? He only like 80 pounds.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I just like being in the gym. When I don't go to the gym, I feel like I'm missing something.
But where the contest is in the weight pit, if you guys have never been there, it's changed immensely over the years. It used to be just a small little weightlifting pit for $3 a year, and everybody just hung out there and trained and laid in the sun. And now it's so commercial, and the boardwalk is so packed with people.
Oh,
you
wow.
can't even move around.
You can't. I mean, it was never like that.
It's not even fun now.
Yeah, you can't even park your car.
No.
4th of July, you're paying $40 to park your car.
Yeah.
That's like, wow. We could walk to the gym, our bicycles.
And also the lifestyle back then was eat and lay in the sun and have fun and live a healthy life. And the sun was enhancing your tan. I got skin cancer today from it, but it did give you a nice glow. And today it's all the artificial tan that doesn't glow.
Exactly.
So there's nothing healthy about that at all.
No. We had it was a lifestyle that we loved, and it was great. I mean, we worked when you needed to work, and if not, a lot of the guys worked at the food, with the studios and stuff, but it was great.
Well, we were lucky enough. There was a phone on the wall, payphone. They would call from studios looking for bodybuilders for shows, and I'd usually answer the phone because Abel wouldn't. He'd just lay there and sleep. And they would say, we need some bodybuilders for a show at CBS, NBC, ABC, this and that. So I'd gather up people like you and a bunch of guys, and we'd go down and we'd book every show. We probably did every
show in Hollywood, I think.
Yeah, but every show, like sharing all the specials. And because of that, we belong to Screen Actors Guild, and because of that, we got royalties, which are residuals.
Exactly. Yes.
And so you could collect money on your shows, and when you weren't collecting money, you collect unemployment.
Exactly.
So you always had an income, and then I was wrestling at night for cash, and that was another income. So we had a lifestyle where we could do whatever we want, whenever we wanted to. And here it is 50 years later, and I'm still doing it, and you're still doing it. Yeah. And people don't understand, well, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I don't know, but it works.
That's right, it works, man. Remember that show we did? I was Dastardly Dan. Remember that show? It was a game show. I can't remember the name of that show. And it was so fun. I mean, if they would have picked it up, we'd have been there all the time.
There was a lot of stuff.
We had fun, man. It was wow.
Cher, we did Cher.
Yeah, the Cher show. I mean, she was so beautiful and so nice, and every pegged her at as a bitch, but she wasn't.
Oh no, not at all. She was really nice.
I mean, she told us, if you guys have any problems, just come knock on my door. I'll fix it.
Did we do Flip Wilson?
Yeah. No, I didn't do Flip. I did.
Sammy Davis was on that one.
Right. Wow.
He took us to lunch that day. But on Cher, I think Ray Charles was on, and we went into, I don't know, I remember going into the rehearsal hall. And he was there on the piano with his aide, and I was the only guy in there. And I said, "You guys mind if I come in?" No, we're just waiting to come back from lunch. And he's playing a song. Of course, we didn't have cell phones then. I thought if I only would have had one, I would have called up all my old friends and said, "Listen, here's Ray Charles. He's sitting right next to me." It's such a thrill.
Wow. I did the Smokey Robinson show where it was a summer replacement, but that was great, man. I was like, I can't believe I'm working with all these people, and I had to portray Mr. T because I was about 230 pounds because we did that wrestling show movie. Yeah. And I had the bald head.
I remember.
And so I went in. And I remember going for the casting, and I walked in. The guy said, "No, stop! Don't look for it anymore. I got Mr. T. He's here." You know what? And Hollywood is like that. I mean, they could just see that nobody like, oh, that's it. Yeah, but that's what we want.
Yeah.
When they have what they want, forget about it.
We had a lot of celebrities come to the gym, like Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
I remember Rock Hudson coming there looking for dates. Candice Bergen came in shooting stuff. I mean, Clint Eastwood came in there.
Yeah, I remember Clint Eastwood with goals. He came and said, "Hey, where I get something to drink at, partner? I want to eat down to the Germans." Remember that place?
The Germans restaurant was on the corner about 3 blocks away. They had a 7 or 8 egg omelet for $1.35. It was a German guy and his sister, and the sister was cute.
Yeah.
And she had the hairiest armpits of anybody I've ever seen. So when she would serve you the food, this hair would hang in your coffee. So that's what she uses to stir it with, So they sent Clint Eastwood down there and said, "How could you send him down to that Tomaine Tavern?" He liked it.
He loved it.
Yeah.
Everybody that went there, we loved it. It was great, man. I remember me, him, and Kent, we were eating breakfast one time, and while I was, "Oh, Grant, look over there." And I came back and I'm drinking the coffee, and him and Kent were laughing like crazy. I said, "What the hell's what's so funny?" He put about 10 packages of sweetener in my thing. He says, "Grant, didn't you taste your coffee was real sweet?" I said, "Oh my goodness, man!" All the pranks we used to do on it. Even Arnold doing the stuff, the pranks, man.
A lot of stuff.
Wow.
Arnold had a guy up in the dressing room who, I think he still goes to the gym in that area. I think I remember his name. He had him rubbed down with 30-weight motor oil and pose in the dressing room and scream.
Wow. That he did it to another guy that came in one time. It was a biker or something, but he was like drunk, and then Wilder was there, I was there, and it was him. So he came in, he says, I want to pose, and Arnold says, "Oh, this is fantastic now." He says, "Ken, go get the oil, the 30 weight oil."
Yeah.
And he tells the guy, he pops, he says, "Come on, just put it all over your body. Oh, you're looking fantastic now."
Yeah.
"Oh, now I want you to do the
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he would do that. Remember Bob Schott?
Yeah, Bob Schott.
He was another strange guy. He could do karate chops against the brick wall outside the building. The whole building was shaking. What are you doing? I'm practicing my karate.
We had let me tell you, we had real characters.
Yeah.
That's what bodybuilding what it was, because it was great characters, man.
It could have been a reality show today with all the real guys.
Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't have to draw up cartoon characters. These guys were strange.
It was great. Yeah, it was weird. Every month guys would come in and they'd come in there sleeping in their cars in the back in the yard. It's like guys were saying, I'm coming. I said, make sure you come with a car and have a job, otherwise you're going to be in trouble, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people, after so many months, they couldn't handle it. They went back home. A lot of guys from Michigan.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why
Ken
they
King
all
was from
they
Michigan,
all
too.
vanished from Michigan and came out in groups of threes, and then they would leave, and one guy would stay with a girlfriend for a while, and that would be it. Then another new group would come in.
That's right. It was, man. They came in stages, man.
Yeah.
They always wanted to be at the Gold's Gym, man.
Yeah.
I was even sad when Ken moved the gym to 2nd Street, because I was so used to the one on, I love Pacific.
Pacific was the best.
It was great.
2nd Street was not even close to the same.
No, it wasn't.
And then when they moved to Hampton, now it's not. It's not even the same thing.
None of it's the same.
No.
Joe Gold had a business model of what he wanted to do. Remember the height, the skylights?
Yeah.
You could take the best pictures in the well. And now remember, the black and whites were the best pictures around. This color, I don't like the color pictures.
But the skylight had the right shadows.
Oh, yeah. And Artie Zeller would come in, remember?
Yeah.
Guys, just keep doing what you're doing. The pictures that came out of that gym was unbelievable.
Fantastic.
It was really good. And they don't do that anymore either.
No. I don't have any good photographers anymore, like Cliff Swan and Artie Zeller, and there was another guy.
Art Zeller was the
Art
best.
Zeller was the best, yeah.
And Gene Mosey came around.
Gene Mosey was good, too.
And he started doing it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was, wow. You had Russ Warner.
Yeah.
He'd come down, and Joe was always directing. But he kind of knew his stuff.
Well, here's Joe, who has a multi-million-dollar business, but he always worked harder than anybody.
He did.
He put his time in, and that's why he was so rich. He'd come down, he'd get involved in every photo shoot. He was always in the gym training on the Sundays and take everybody to lunch at the Jamaica Bay Inn, and everybody hung out. It was just like a group. I mean, Joe was like one of the guys, even though he was the master of bodybuilding.
Exactly. But people used to say, I said, no, he was engaged with this.
Totally engaged in it.
He liked what he was doing. With the photo shoots, I don't care, it's Warner. No, that's just what you gotta do. Lock the back leg, Bill.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
He knew what he was doing.
He knew he was a master. That's why we called him the Master Blaster.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd just twist you. He'd squeeze. Squeeze. How can we squeeze anymore? Now, one other thing, Zeller was taking pictures at the gym, and Artie says, come on, get the pictures. He says, Joe, there's no more, filming the camera. Take the picture anyway.
That's when they had film and it wasn't digital.
Yeah, that's right. Now, that's disheartening, because you take pictures and suppose they don't come out.
I know, and not only that, we had no video cameras then.
Yeah, nothing.
Could have had a really good documentary with a video camera. But now you can't even shoot a reality show and duplicate those characters because there's nothing around them.
There is none like that.
No.
There's nobody like that. This was a whole. Everybody had different personalities. It was really, really.
You know Charlie Faust?
Yeah.
He's been on my show. He's coming back on. He's still around. And I remember meeting him for the first time out here, and he trained at Vince with Rick Giaffi.
That's right.
And we went to Ralph's Market up the street, which I didn't even recognize until I moved here. And they'd walk up and down the aisles and eat food out of the shelves. And so he said, Bob Olivier.
That's right, Bob Olivier.
He put a whole turkey under his overcoat and left with the turkey. Stole the turkey out of it. And we used to change prices on steaks. If a steak was $7 or $8, we put $1 price tag and go through the check stand because you could do it then. And the girl says, "What's that on special?" Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine that for $1.35.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, I'm hungry. I can eat it. Let me go.
Yeah, that was so much fun back then.
Waller would go and open up the ice cream and dip into it and then cover it over again.
Well, I eat my grapes before I go to the check stand nowadays. So, or malted milk balls, one or the other. So you're going, when do you go back to New York?
Saturday. But I love my time here.
Yeah.
Actually working on, I'd like to come back again, where some things going on. Hopefully I can come back. I'm getting sick of, shoveling snow, my back.
Yeah.
And I'd rather work my back in the gym, not shoveling snow. Listen, I love it. I've been here for years and years, and it's like, it just wears right on you.
Yeah.
LA, it really, you could say you hate it, but you still love it.
I would never want to live anywhere else but here.
I'm telling you, it's a great place to live. I mean, it's a little quirky, crazy, but you just love it, man.
Everything's here you need.
Yeah, it's it. Everything's here, man. You got the beach.
Are you going to the beach from here?
Big what?
You going back to the beach?
No, I'm going to go back up to the desert. See, I'm going to the desert where it's like 110.
Oh God, it's over 98 here today. At least we have air. Well, I want to thank you for being here.
Hey, this is all good.
You went out of your way.
Well,
and I know they love seeing you.
I love the audience too, man. This is all for you guys, man. We love telling these stories because you need to know what bodybuilding was like back in the day. You guys should get it together and see what we did, and it'll be absolutely fantastic, man. We had a ball, literally. We just really had fun. You got to go to the beach. You got to watch the girls. You eat together. You do it. We did everything together, man.
Everything. Everybody got along. No enemies at all.
That's it. We did. It was good. I'm still yearning for those days. But before you go, let me give you a parting shot.
Look at that bicep. How it still looks good. You guys,
those guns are still there.
90 years old.
I'm 70 and I'm going on 71.
I would hope you wouldn't be going on 72.
I might. The time goes by so fast. One more parting shot before we go. When I was 15, I was in the gym in the YMCA, and there was a guy, he was an engineer, he was about 40 years old, and I used to call him up, yeah, you old fart. You know what he told me? He says, don't worry about it, kid, you're going to get there as soon as you think. Wow, I wish I could see that guy, man.
There's no question about it. I remember telling Gary Johnson who turned 30, man, you're old. I was 23. 30 was old.
Yeah.
So sorry, Jerry, I didn't mean to say that. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Bill. And remember, I have the Gold's Gym logo for sale for $80, autographed and signed to you, so you go on my website. And I also have my book, The Time of My Life, which is a download for $10. Tells you the whole story we're just talking about from start to finish with lots of photos. And we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.